Welcome to Breezeline, where you'll say, "Ta-ta, T-Mobile, our home internet is just plain better. More reliable and faster because we put internet first. If there's network congestion, we won't slow your internet down like T-Mobile does to help their cell customers." And right now, you can try out a true internet experience with Breezeline's reliable and fast fiber-powered home internet. Find your perfect speed with prices starting at $19.99 a month for 24 months. Terms and conditions apply. Go to breezeline.com to learn more.
Hello, and welcome to the Healthy Human Podcast. My name is Callie. I'm your podcast host, and I'm so excited to have you here today listening. Wherever you are in your day, if you're walking, driving, working, whatever, welcome. So pumped to have you. So if you're new to the show, the way we start things off is we do a little self-check-in. Just take a moment, press pause in your day, check in with yourself, see how you're feeling, see how you're doing, and figure out how you can make your day and life a little bit brighter. But before we do that, be sure to leave a review on the show if you love it and share this episode on your socials with your friends by tagging me at Healthy But Human Pod on Instagram. Okay. Let's get into our little self-check-in, you guys. So wherever you are, I want you to just take a moment, take a deep inhale through your nose, count to 4, growing taller with every second, and then slowly open your mouth, sighing out all of your air, releasing tension from your body, from your mind, just letting everything go that is not serving you. And now ask yourself, have I drank water in the past 30 minutes? If you haven't, grab yourself a nice glass of water. I'm drinking sparkling water today, and we're going to chug our water on 3, 2, cheers. Okay. Now that we're hydrated and we can think clearly, ask yourself, how am I feeling today on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being amazing, I feel so great. 1 being, I don't feel too hot. And then as you answer, ask yourself, okay, why do I feel like this? Maybe something happened, maybe nothing happened. Just getting real with yourself here. And now ask yourself, what is something that I can do in my day to spread some more love to myself and to other people? So maybe it's taking time to fill your own cup. Maybe it's sending your friend a text, checking in on them, or calling a friend, whatever it is. How can you brighten today? Now ask yourself, have I stood up in the past 60 minutes? If you haven't stood up, I want you to stand up, shake out the legs, shake out the arms, get the blood flowing, and resume. I'm in a weird mood, if you can't tell. Okay, now I want you to ask yourself, what is something that the 5-year-old me would be so proud of that I've accomplished so far? Take some moment to celebrate your wins. And now ask yourself, what is one thing I can do to be kinder to myself? Maybe it's in how you're speaking to yourself. Maybe it's in how you're treating yourself when you're eating food or working out, whatever it is. Just get real. And now I want you to ask yourself, what is one goal that I am holding myself accountable to this week? Maybe it's try a new workout. Maybe it's to text a new friend to hang out with. Or maybe it's text a guy you've been really nervous to text. Make a promise to yourself right here by saying, I'm holding myself accountable to this goal. I'm holding you accountable too, by the way. So if you want to DM me on Instagram your goals, feel free at Healthy But Human Pod, and I will hold you accountable, okay? Cool. Okay, I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling a little more checked in with yourself, a little bit more like, okay, I got some goals. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling accomplished. When you guys messaged me that you've been writing down the goal prompts as like a little journal prompt, and I was like, that's amazing. I love it. So maybe if you need some, like if you actually need to write the goals down, replay the self-check-in and write down your answers so you have them in front of you and it'll help you stay more accountable. Just a little idea. Okay, so now let's do a little life update, you guys. I am going to keep this episode shorter today because I am on a tight schedule, and we're going to get into, like, honestly, my life is going to be so applicable to our episode topic today. It's all about feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, how to navigate that, and have better time management. But before we do that, I'm going to update you. So I am on a tight crunch because I'm about to go film some beach workouts for Sweaty Studio and some meditations because I am grinding on our April challenge. So every month at my studio, I have monthly challenges to help you feel motivated and consistent and just feel like connected with other people in our community while in your journey. So this month's This month's theme, that was hard to say. This month's theme, that could be a tongue twister, is spring growth. And spring growth is all about growing into your best self. So maybe that's growing your confidence, growing your consistency, growing your actual just physical strength. Like there's so many ways we can grow. And I'm really, really, really excited to have this challenge launching really soon because I feel like spring is the season when we're growing. We're transitioning out of winter. We're starting to enter into more summery vibes. And basically, I'm going to film some workouts on the beach to give you the summery vibes. So I'll have more details on how to sign up for that soon. I haven't opened the doors quite yet, but I am really excited to. And if you want a little head start on it, make sure you are subscribed to my Sweaty Studio Pilates studio. I have monthly memberships and you can get all the updates when you join the studio. But you guys, that's what I'm about to do. Also, as you know, I just got engaged a couple weeks ago and I've entered wedding planning mode and wow, it is, honestly, it's so fun to a cost because I feel like I'm spending so much of my time wanting to plan this wedding that I'm like having a hard time managing my business, my personal life, my social life, and wedding planning. So if you're anyone out there getting married or who's done it, like I feel you guys. I finally get it. But it's really fun. And a lot of people are like, it's so torturous. But I'm like, no, it's not. You're getting married to your best friend in the entire world. It's going to be a celebration. So I'm excited. But anyways, it's definitely a little stressful. But I'm keeping a positive outlook on it because I know everything is going to work out. And end of the day, it's about my marriage and it's not about how picture perfect the wedding all comes together. So I'm keeping that little mentality and it's definitely been really helpful. So if you're in the middle of it and you're feeling stressed, just remember the why behind why you're getting married. I think it'll really help a lot. And that goes to anything in life. If you're in a season of singleness, if you're like 15 years old and you're still in high school, literally everything in life, just think about the why for doing the thing. And I promise it'll make the stress roll away. Because a lot of the times when we kind of focus on the core values of why we're doing things, we realize it's not really as big of a deal as we make it out to seem in our brains. Okay, other updates. I have been hanging out with people. I've made some new friends, you guys. I went to this church conference at my church on Saturday for like 8 hours. And I met some people and they're really cool. And I got coffee with one of them today and she was literally so cool and so fun. And I am finally making friends in this area and I'm so happy. So anyways, if you're just new to an area, I just want to encourage you because the friends will come. Just keep looking. I downloaded Bumble BFF. I had a Bumble BFF date yesterday and the girl I went to lunch with was also super cool. So that was really positive. And then I keep meeting people. So just trust, okay? Trust that God is going to put the right people in your life. And if he currently has removed every person in your life and you feel really lonely, I promise the season of loneliness will not last forever. You will find your people again. And speaking of which, a really good book I recommend for anyone looking to up their social life and community is Find Your People by Jenny Allen. I've recommended it before on the podcast. I have an entire episode on like friendship and stuff, but it's a really awesome, just helpful book for making friends. You guys, I feel like I'm like rambling through this because obviously the episode's shorter today, a little mini episode, but we're going to get into our topic really quickly and it's going to be all about time management, overwhelm, and stress. Like how do we navigate that? So as I mentioned, I'm currently in the middle of wearing a zillion hats. I'm wearing the hat of bride-to-be, business owner, friend, fiance, family member, Pilates instructor, I don't know, podcaster. There's so many hats I'm wearing. And I have found myself last week really, really, really crumbling under the pressure of stress. I was struggling a lot with having mental breakdowns. I felt like the entire world around me was just like a disaster. Like, you know, when you're stressed and your brain is like twisting, exploding, like you feel like you just can't even think straight because you're so stressed. That was how I was feeling. And I was like, this is not the way I want to live my life. And I have some tips and tricks for you if you're feeling like that, if you feel like you're so overwhelmed to the point where you just can't even get anything done. I was there. And here is what helped me and what always continues to help me. I've had a lot of people ask me before, Callie, how do you do so much? And honestly, these are the things that help me do so much in my life. Number one is that oftentimes we live in our heads more than we're actually doing. So we're thinking more than we're doing. And I noticed I was struggling with this last week because I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm working all day long, but nothing's getting done. Like, oh, poor me. And then I realized, Callie, you haven't even done anything in the past 30 minutes. You've literally just been on your phone scrolling and thinking about everything you have to do and just opening tabs and closing them and looking at your email, refreshing it a million times, not even like you're just opening emails, reading them and marking them in red and like continuing on. And I had to call myself out. I was like, girl, you're literally overthinking this. So what I started to do is, I already told you a hack I do is I write down everything I'm going to do for the day at the beginning of the day and I check it off, and it's really helpful. As you know, I've been obsessed with cycle syncing my foods, which is basically when you're eating certain types of food to help with your hormone fluctuations throughout each phase of the menstrual cycle. The only issue I'm running into is in the recipe department, because since you know I run my own business, I do find it really hard to fit in time to cook a nutritious meal that fits my hormones needs. I recently discovered Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well, with dinners that work for you, not the other way around, and love how convenient and easy it is to cook up a balanced meal with the right nutrients for my cycle, with pre-portioned and prepped ingredients, including pre-measured sauces, spices, and dressings. I'm the type of person who gets burnt out quickly from the same meal over and over. And yes, unfortunately, I'm sad to say my yogurt bowl obsession is currently on pause for this exact reason. So the fact that Green Chef lets you choose from 30 plus recipes weekly and mix and match meals from different dietary preferences is such a vibe. Also, little fun fact, as you probably know, any sort of packaging can cause waste, but Green Chef is the only meal kit that is both carbon and plastic offset. They offset 100% of their carbon footprint as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. So if you've been struggling in the cooking department and need some delicious meals that are quick and easy to create, go to greenchef.com/Callie60 and use code Callie60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. That's greenchef.com/Callie60 and use code Callie60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. Go check it out. I just started to do my timer method. Okay, we're going to backtrack. First things first, if you're feeling overwhelmed, dump it out. Dump it out. This is why I do the thing in the morning when I write down everything I have, because if I don't get it out of my mind, there is absolutely no way I'm going to get it done. Because my mind, I'm like jumping from thing to thing constantly. It's hard for me to like keep track of what's happening, if that makes sense. So get a piece of paper, literally write down every single thing that's going through your head. Just write it all down on paper. It does not have to make any sense. Just jot it down. It's called a brain dump. It's the best. And then from there, I want you to circle 3 to 5 things that are actually high priority for you. Like, what are the things that you literally have to do today, or else like you just have to get those things done. Like for me, recording the podcast today, had to do it because it goes live at midnight. So that's like a non-negotiable. So I'll circle it. Then what I'll do is I'll put on a timer for 30 minutes and I pick 1 to 2 of those things to put my energy towards for those 30 minutes. And I'm telling you, when you decide I'm only going to work on one thing for this amount of time, you get that thing done. It's no longer, oh my gosh, I have 30 things just floating in my mind. What do I do first? It's like, no, like this is going to happen right now. It literally is a game changer. So that's what I've been doing. And typically like I'll find myself doing the timer method, which is 30 minutes working, 5 minutes taking a break, like to stand up and stuff and stretch. You can alter it like 45 minutes, 5, whatever. The point of it is to get you in the work zone, because I find I struggle the most with getting in the flow state of things. Once I'm locked in, I'm working. But when I feel overwhelmed, it's so hard for me to actually start. So if you're feeling crazy, do the timer method, pick one thing of your high priority list, and then get it done. Also, a little hack for my queens. You're going to be like, Callie, you're freaking calling me out right here. Because a lot of people do this. We all have our day-to-day tasks, whether that's, I don't know, doing a laundry, responding to emails, responding to texts, whatever it is. We all have our day-to-days. What I learned a long time ago when I was first starting my business that actually has stuck with me forever was from like Skinny Confidential, this blogger. And she talked about how, I think it was her, about how important it is to do the things first that require the most energy and creativity. Often I find myself wanting to do the things first that are the easiest. Respond to a quick DM, respond to an email, whatever. But I put off the big projects that I know are going to take thinking, decision-making, creativity. I typically put those off, and then at the end of the day, and I'm like exhausted. So if you find that you're struggling with procrastinating your bigger projects, I recommend put those at the first chunk of when you start working. Do the day-to-day stuff, middle to last. Because the big movers in your day are the things that are the big projects. They're the things that are going to make the difference in the long run. So like if I waited until the last day of the month to start making my Sweaty Studio challenges, I would be missing out on an opportunity to move my business forward and potentially get more people to sign up for the studio every month. So basically, that's something I learned, I applied, helped me so much in my life, and I do still struggle with it. Look, we're all humans, hence the name of the podcast. So if you do feel like you're overwhelmed a lot or stressed a lot, struggling with procrastination, you are not alone. I feel you, okay? We all have our not so great days. I have so many off days. I have so many great days, and you can do it, okay? Just because you have one day where you feel really unfocused or you feel really low energy doesn't mean the next day is going to be the same. So that's where I do challenge you to do your best this week to get everything on paper and circle the non-negotiables and just start small. Start with one thing, because baby steps are what makes the difference. If you have a big project that's really stressing you out, write down the big project and then work backwards with figuring out what are the steps I need to take to make this big project happen? Because every big project is full of many little baby steps. And then when you break it down and you start with 1 to 2 baby steps, you're going to find yourself slowly inching towards that big project being complete. Anyways, I hope this helped you so much. Also, I have one more little quick tip for you, and I say this all the time, but as you guys know, I'm Christian, I believe in God, and I always say, like, there's so many verses in the Bible that talk about giving up our anxieties to the Lord. And I truly can say for a fact that like when I talk to God throughout the day, when I'm like, me and God are a team and I'm praying to God and I'm like, hey God, this is really, really affecting me. Like God's your father. So I talk to God like he's my dad. I'm like, hey Dad, like I'm struggling a little bit with this. Like, do you have any advice? Or like, I just like wanted to like let you know what's going on. Like he is there for you. And that has also really helped me. Like today I was feeling kind of overwhelmed about like wedding planning stuff. And I just had like a conversation with him. And I was like, honestly, like, first of all, really important thing that I learned this past weekend on Sunday is the importance of giving praise to the Lord. Because a lot of times we can be self-centered Christians and make it all about us all the time. But I think it is really important in the day to be like, God is such a higher power and he doesn't have to help us, but he does and he wants to because he's our God and he's our Father and he loves us. So something that I'm like learning is being thankful even when I'm stressed and just letting him know what's going on. Not whining, griping, just letting him know what's happening, ask for his help, and that's also really comforting too. So anyways, those are my quick little tips. I hope this gave you some comfort and some ideas to have a more productive day. I'm always here though. If you have any questions about what we chatted about, if you want to talk at any time about like anything life related, fitness related, I'm your girl. You can DM me on Instagram at healthybehumanpod. And I also have an Instagram at I'm Sweaty and I Know It. That's my main Instagram. So if you don't hear back from me on Healthy, try to DM that one because sometimes I don't always check Healthy as frequently. But I'll do my best, okay? So anyways, I hope you have the best day. Make sure to share this episode on your Instagram stories and tag me. Leave a review if you love this episode. And I will see you back next week. Keep shining, my queen. You are so special and you are crushing it at life. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye.